Dropshipping is dead. All the gurus have revealed their secrets. There's too many dropshippers. There's no more room for me. I'm not gonna make any money. I might as well quit right now. Why am I even trying? It's stupid. It's over. I'm gonna go give up entrepreneurship and go live in a ditch. Not true. That is not true. And I'm gonna make the people that say that look really stupid in this video by just laying down some basic economics, right? It'd be like saying that the economy is dying because there's too many businesses going around. That's just not how the economy works. That is not at all how it works. Markets can become saturated, but business models that appeal to a vast amount of markets, e.g. dropshipping, will never become saturated, right? So in this video, I wanted to give you 3 things specifically, and stay tuned for these things if they sound interesting to you. Number 1, I want to talk about how to stay ahead of the curve, because even though I believe that dropshipping will never die as a business model, there is definitely a curve that we have to stay ahead of, specifically in marketing, right? Number 2, how to start if you're brand new to dropshipping, right? What you should do if you're just getting into dropshipping in 2018, right? And lastly, is dropshipping dead / will it be dead soon? Even though I've already addressed this, I want to sort of pick it apart a bit further. Right, so let's get into the video here. So let me start the video off with this. 3 billion people have access to the internet, right? 500,000 Shopify stores exist according to Shopify's recent polls, right? And maybe only 1/10 of those Shopify stores are dropshipping stores. Man, that's a guess. That could be way more. It could be way less, right? But at a bare maximum, we have 500,000 Shopify stores, and these are dropshipping stores. If every single Shopify store that existed was a dropshipping store, then we'd have a lot of dropshippers, right? But here's some examples of non-dropshipping Shopify stores. We have Budweiser, we have WaterAid, The Economist, we have Sunday Somewhere, we have Penguin Books, Tesla Motors uses Shopify, Red Bull uses Shopify, Gymshark uses Shopify. All these major brands that appeal to such a niche specific market use Shopify to handle their online commerce, right? So keep in mind that Shopify isn't solely used as a dropshipping tool. Shopify is actually primarily and was invented for the sake of brands to host their website through their platform to make commerce easier, right? So keep that in mind as we move ahead. But let's say with those 500,000 Shopify stores and 3 billion people have access to the internet, right? 3 billion people. In order to make a living online, especially with Shopify dropshipping, I would say you only need about 800 customers a month paying you about, or bringing you profit of about $35 a piece, right? That's a decent amount of money for a lot of people. A lot of people could live off of that, right? Absolutely, a lot of people could live off of that, and that is not a hard goal to hit, right? So keep that in mind. When we're talking about dropshipping, keep in mind, like, what do you define as dead? Do you define dead as there's a lot of people involved, or do you define dead as there is no way for you to make money anymore? Because what I define as dead is there's no way for me to make money anymore, and that's just not true, right? I get DMs all the time from people saying, I'm going through the pre-version of your course right now, I am looking at your YouTube videos, and I'm learning, and I've made money, and I'm making real money doing this. It's just not true that you can't make money doing this anymore. It's just false. Absolutely false. Yes, it's true that there's a lot more people in here, but it's absolutely false that it is impossible to make money. So let's go ahead and go on to the first point that I wanted to give you guys, and that's how to stay ahead of the curve, right? And there's 2 things primarily that require you that are required of you in order to stay ahead of the curve. Number 1, it's marketing, and number 2, as cliche as it sounds and as Tony Robbins as it sounds, it's mindset, right? Let me just say these 2 things. So with marketing, let's talk about this. You need to be more creative than just Instagram influencers, right? A lot of people stop there. They run an influencer ad and they stop. You realize that there's thousands upon thousands of ways to market a product online. There's Facebook ads, there are Snapchat ads, there are Twitter ads, there's YouTube ads, there's influencer ads outside of freaking Instagram, there's viral ads. There are so many ways to market a brand and market a product or market a service or market a business or whatever it may be, that limiting yourself to one small way of doing it is an issue. And yes, absolutely, there's a market cap if your only way of marketing your products and your brand is through tiny little shout out pages on Instagram. Yes, there is absolutely a cap to your, I guess, your income, right? As well, I would say in marketing, something that people take the wrong way is not starting a long-term brand as opposed to just a flash-in-the-pan sort of virality-reliant business model, right? Instead of creating a brand that people subscribe to and love, they, you know, like, great example, fidget spinners. Plenty of people that I know made like hundreds of thousands of dollars off of fidget spinners and now are making literally no money. They're making $0 right now because they worked off of virality as opposed to working off of building a foundation and building pieces off of that foundation, right? And as well, let's say this, in marketing, there's a lot of YouTubers that teach a certain way of marketing and then people cap themselves off to that certain way. So take what I teach, take what other people teach, and be willing to get creative with it, right? In my course, I talk about organic advertising, how to advertise without people feeling like they're being advertised to. And that is so, so key. It requires creativity, right? It requires understanding how to relate to your customer and going above and beyond, not making them feel like they're being sold to, not making them feel categorized, not making them feel like they're a number on a list of thousands, right? That is so, so, so key. So when people say that dropshipping is dying, what a lot of people are saying is that the way that we've been marketing our dropshipping stores is dying. What I want to show you is that dropshipping as a business model is simply a way to get a product from a warehouse to a customer. That process will never die. The way that you market that customer to purchase that product from the warehouse, however, those trends will come and go. You got to stay ahead of that curve, right? So that's marketing. Be creative with that. Now let's move on to mindset, right? I said this already, but there's 3 billion people that have access to the internet at any given time, right? And I said this already, but I sort of skipped ahead in my notes a little bit on accident. All you need in order to make a decent living is about 800 customers a month, bringing you about $35 to $40 profit. Then you can upsell them to a little bit more, $10, $20, and then they subscribe to your brand and they love your brand and then they come back later, right? So each customer probably has an average lifetime value of about $100, right? That's a beautiful thing. That is really a livable, scalable business. That is an income that you can thrive off of, right? And so keep that perspective, right? That your goal isn't to get 2 sales. Your goal is to scale a legitimate business off of this thing. It's not to end it once you've seen decent success for a week and say, all right, cool, that was sweet. I could take a screenshot of my Shopify app and say, look, I made some sales. No, my goal is that I end up with money in my pocket at the end of the day, not a Shopify app on my phone that shows $12,000 in sales. My goal is that money actually ends up in my pocket. And that's the mindset that I want to have, right? That there is infinite access. You can sell anything to anyone, anywhere in the world, wearing whatever you want. You can look whatever you want to look like. You can smell however you want to smell. You can sell anything to anyone at any time, anywhere in the world. And that's the mindset that I want to possess as I move forward with my personal dropshipping stores, and I highly recommend that you adopt that mindset as well. There is so much opportunity. E-commerce as a whole is just getting going, right? Amazon only takes up a small percentage of the amount of sales that are done around the world right now, and that just shows you how much growing there is for e-commerce to do. So hop on board now while you can. It is a smart move to make to understand e-commerce early on in the e-commerce game. So moving on to point number 2. I'm going to talk about how to start if you're brand new to dropshipping. So let me just hit these few points. How to start if you're totally brand new to dropshipping. Number 1, I would say follow people like me. Follow other YouTubers, other thought leaders in the area of e-commerce, in the area of dropshipping, and observe what they have to say. Really pay attention and learn from what they're doing, right? Because it's the closest you can get right now to a mentor. If you don't have a mentor who's already doing well in this space, I'm the closest you can get right now, and I want to bring you that value, right? And a step off of that is take what they give you and twist it. Like, okay, this seems to work for you, but I'm going to add this thing to it. I'm going to change this thing about it, or I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to spend some money over here. Even though you said over here, I'm going to do a little over here, but try this as well, and see what works for you, right? Like for me, again, going back to my course about the organic advertising thing. Nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about how to relate to your customer in your ads. Nobody talks about how to make people feel like they're not being sold to. I figured that out on my own, and it's where I've found my success, right? Nobody I saw was talking about that. And so that is just so key to be able to be creative with the information that's given to you, right? To be able to think logically, to think in steps. And I think lastly, in order to how to start if you're just brand new to dropshipping, give yourself a month and a half, 2 months to make some profit. If you've made some profit, look back at those 2 months. Look at the process that you took in order to go from step 1 to step whatever it took in order to make profit, and refine that process and double down on it, right? Do that over and over again, and by the end of the year, you have a legitimate business, right? Look at your processes. Before everything else, look at your processes. So let me say this. Last point that I wanted to make in this video is dropshipping dead / will it be soon? I guess I wanted to share sort of the thought process behind why dropshipping or why e-commerce would be, quote, dying, even though I disagree with it. So I guess people's thought process is there's already tons of dropshippers, so there must not be room for me anymore. And that is a flawed perspective, and let me share why. The truth is, the more dropshippers we have, the more innovation happens in this business arena, and the more there is to learn from, and the more likely you are to succeed as a dropshipper, right? Like Shopify.com, their brand is coming out with blog posts on how to run a successful dropshipping site, right? This is a market, or not a market, this is a business model that's being recognized and being provided to by people like myself as well, right? So you can learn so much about this thing. I'd say this as well. If there was only one Shopify dropshipping user on the planet, they'd be making very little money because there's nobody to learn from. There's no one to really bounce ideas off of. The Shopify app Oberlo wouldn't exist because there would be no profit for Oberlo to make because there's only one dropshipper. So, you know, my perspective is the more the merrier, man, because the more we can learn from each other, the better. And with that being said, I wanted to end this video with this. And this is a really cool segue, you're gonna like this a lot. I've started a Facebook group. The link is in the description. You can go join, share your success, share your screenshots, share the strategies that you're using, and come together and learn together. It's just like a free mastermind group where we can come together and learn together and sort of discuss what's worked, figure out what doesn't, figure out what does, and learn from each other. Our goal is not to brag, our goal is not to show off, our goal is not to hide secrets from one another. Our goal is to grow as a community and be the most successful group of dropshippers online right now, right? So go ahead and join that Facebook group, share with us your sort of insider secrets, and as well, if I see that you're doing well in the group, I'm looking for people to join my team. And I hate to say this on a YouTube video because it's just a big broad net, but if you're doing well, I'm looking for a team to build. So go join down there, leave a screenshot of your numbers, show us how you're doing, and let's talk, let's make this group awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned something from this video. It is not too late to start dropshipping. There's no such thing as e-commerce being too saturated. It just won't happen for it just won't happen. I mean, literally like businesses will never die. It's like people are saying business is dead. There's no such thing. The economy will always need e-commerce. It will always need digital commerce. It's never gonna go away. And so dropshipping, again, like I said, is just the process of taking a product from a warehouse and giving it to a customer. Our job as dropshippers is to market that product to a customer and have them buy it. That process, it ain't going away. It's staying for the long haul. Right? So thanks so much for watching. I already said that. Join the Facebook group. Check out my course when you get the chance. Highly value packed, and I can't wait for you to get your hands on it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.